Maxine Dupri wins a title match, kinda. Becky Lynch is the new breadwinner, and Jey does the dirty on his brother. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael and I will be your host as Sally's phoned it in. After recapping Seth getting beaten last week, we start with Adam Pearce in the ring and he's about to give us an update on Seth's condition. As he begins, we cut to the Titantron and a car pulling up outside. When it stops, out steps Bronson and Paul Heyman. They make their way to the ring with Breakker still holding the heavyweight title. Pearce explains that Seth will be on the shelf for a while and that because of Bronson he has to strip Seth of the title. He announces a battle royal where the winner will face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. Pearce then asks Breakker to hand over the title, with Bron replying, "What if I don't?" Heyman has a word. Bron tells Pearce to ask him nicely and say please, which Pearce does. Breakker then hands the title to Heyman, who in turn hands it to Pearce. Pearce leaves, with Heyman then asking the crowd why everyone's so mad at them. Heyman says he didn't do the dirty to Punk and Reigns at WrestleMania for Rollins, he did it for Breakker and Reed. He goes on a little longer, but basically that's the meat of the opening promo. Backstage we see the Judgment Day getting ready for all their matches, with Bálor moaning to Dom about opening his mouth to Pearce last week and landing them with a tag match. So first up, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Judgment Day's Finn Bálor and JD McDonagh for the World Tag Team titles. Lee gets bullied by the heels as they swap tags to begin with Bálor and JD both getting 2 count covers until Styles enters the ring, throws Lee over to his corner, gets out and tags him in. Not quite sure that's entirely legal, but it's effective. Back from the break we see Styles and Bálor tag out, with Lee then hitting the top rope double stomp to JD. JD then reverses Lee's powerbomb attempt into one of his own before the pair tag out. After a 4-way duke out, Styles lands the phenomenal forearm to Bálor and then covers for 2.9 as McDonagh barely made the save. A Spanish Fly then nets JD another 2, with Styles then suffering a moonsault by JD and coup de grace by Bálor. Bálor covers but Lee makes the save. JD and Lee go to the outside with Bálor teasing a Styles clash. He can't lock it in though, allowing Styles to gain the upper hand, land the Styles clash and cover Bálor for a 1-2-3. Styles and Lee are the new World Tag Team Champions. Not quite sure how I feel about this. It's an odd couple to put together. I preferred Judgment Day with it. They're a little bit more entertaining, but let's just see how it goes. In the locker room, the Usos exchange words again, with Jimmy saying he's going in on everyone in the Battle Royal later, including Jey. Jey says good, adding if they're alright. Jimmy replies with a yeet and a hug. Up next, Dominik Mysterio against Rusev with the Intercontinental title on the line. Come on, Dom. Dom dives out at Rusev before the bell even rings, but as soon as it does, Rusev dominates with strikes, suplexes and a fall-away slam. We come back from the break to see Dom counter another suplex into a DDT and cover for 2. Dom goes for a splash, but Rusev gets his knees up and looks for the accolade. Dom manages to squirm out, leave the ring and grab his title. But as he does, Penta appears, with Rusev then throwing Dom into him. Penta then squares up to Rusev, with Rusev then hitting and dropping him, while Dom, now in the ring, fiddles with his boot. Rusev goes for Dom, but Dom manages to set up for a 619. Rusev catches him mid-move and then discovers the bell hammer down Dom's boot. The ref takes it off Rusev and passes it to someone outside, with Rusev following, and of course with everyone's back turned, Dom lands a kick to Rusev's little Bulgarian, who then happens to fall on the middle rope. A 619 followed by a frog splash and cover mean Dirty Dom retained his Intercontinental title. Good. After the match, Penta lands a springboard tornado DDT to Rusev. Maxine Dupri takes on Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental title next. Dupri gets in 2 2-count covers before we head to the outside, with Dupri then levelling Lynch with, well, we'll say clotheslines when we get back inside, and getting another 2 off a leg drop. A knee nets Dupri another two, with the pair then exchanging blows in the middle of the ring. Dupri manages to get the ankle lock on Lynch, but Lynch escapes, lands a butterfly suplex and locks in the armbar. Dupri just about breaks her neck to reverse the move into another ankle lock, with Lynch escaping once again. A crossbody from the top rope scored Dupri another 2 count, with Lynch then pulling a dirty dom and leaving the ring to collect her belt. Dupri goes after Becky, with the pair then getting back in the ring, where Lynch hits Maxine with the title, which of course causes a DQ. Lynch beats on Dupri a little more and then heads off up the rampway. What a sore loser. We hear from the Kabuki Warriors next, who say they've taken care of Io and Rhea. Well, you didn't, because Io and Rhea defeated you in a tag match at Crown Jewel, so that makes no sense and I don't know who's writing for you. Anyway, they now need gold around their waist, so watch out, Bliss and Flair. Backstage we see Adam Pearce telling Paul Heyman he's taken Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed out of the Battle Royal later. Heyman wants them back in, but Pearce tells him to say please. Heyman does. Pearce still says no. Heyman then turns around and comes face to face with Becky Lynch. Heyman says he had no choice last week with Bron Bronson, calling her the breadwinner in their family now. He says there's a vision with Becky Lynch, but Becky's not interested. She says Seth knew Heyman would turn on him, and when he comes back he's going to kill the people Heyman attaches himself to. Alright Becky, it's only wrestling. Please, calm down. Stephanie Vaquer takes on Roxanne Perez now. Big Mommy call at ringside, of course. We start technical with holds, counters, transitions and attempted pins before Perez exits the ring for a little timeout. We get back in the ring with Vaquer getting a 2 count and a slap from Perez. Rodriguez manages to hit Vaquer while the ref's back's turned, of course, before we come back from a break and see a Meteora, Dragon Screw, back suplex and Devil's Kiss from Vaquer. The follow-up cover only gets 2 though. Perez fights back, getting a 2 off the knees to the back of the head. Vaquer then just stands up as Perez is about to hit Pop Rocks, with Perez landing on the middle rope, allowing Vaquer to hit a 619. Rodriguez then distracts Vaquer, but Vaquer has the last laugh by crossbodying the heels from the top rope to the outside. Back inside the ring, Vaquer delivers angel wings, covers and gets the victory. After the match, the Judgment Day beat on Vaquer, but Nikki Bella heads out for the save. The faces drive the heels from the ring, with Vaquer seemingly limping on her left leg. Now, I don't think I've seen Pop Rocks pulled off in a very long time, because it's possibly one of the worst finishers and easiest finisher to get out of. You just stand up and you're done. Backstage we see Lyra Bayley speaking with Adam Pearce when Bayley interrupts. Bayley says she has a surprise for Lyra, but it'll have to wait until next week. Can't wait. We then see Bron Bronson chatting when Heyman enters shot. Breakker wants Heyman to help them out as they don't have the title anymore and they're out the Battle Royal. Heyman recounts Brock Lesnar's title charge and win. Punk holding the title after the WWE wants to kick him out, and Roman's reign, no pun intended, as champion. Heyman said they all listened to him, adding it's not about who you can slaughter, but the backstage politicking that goes along with it, saying they are the future. Bron Bronson then agreed they both have a lot to learn and a lot of people to hurt. Backstage we see Nikki Bella telling Stephanie Vaquer that now she's champ, there'll be a big target on her back, with Vaquer thanking her for the save earlier and saying she owes her one. So title shot incoming. Last match of the night, a battle royal to find a number 1 contender to face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. We have Jimmy and Jey Uso, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, Finn Balor, JD McDonagh, Dirty Dom, Rusev, Ivar of the War Raiders, don't know where Eric is, Otis, Tozawa, El Grande Americano, Grayson Waller, Kofi Kingston, Penta, and of course, LA Knight. My money is on Tozawa. Just as we're about to start, CM Punk heads out and joins the commentary team. Now, I'm going to do this in the same style as we did the Royal Rumble. If you don't know how we did that, go and check it out. So, all participants start in the ring at the same time. and the only way you can be eliminated is by being thrown over the top rope. No pins or submissions. Otis and Ivar have a big man-off, with Otis winning out, but ultimately going out first to Rusev. Rusev then dispatches to Tozawa. There goes my pick, with Bálor and McDonagh then taking out Lee. Penta and Rusev end up fighting on the apron, with, of all people, Dirty Dom knocking them off and out the match. Waller then gets sent over the top sometime during the break. That's how important he is. Sheamus hits white noise on Ivar on the apron, sending him packing. The Usos send El Grande out after a 1D. Sheamus then sends JD and Bálor out after Bálor suffered 10 beats of the bow rain. Kingston topples Sheamus with an assist from Bálor and JD as they helped by pulling from the floor, and Styles then throws Dom over the top rope. But as no one was looking, the refs were dealing with Sheamus fighting with JD and Bálor. Dom slides back in under the rope and then tries and fails to eliminate Styles. Styles gets rid of Kingston, with Jey and Knight then having a yeet off as Jey teeters on the apron. Jimmy saves his brother, with the Usos then super kicking Styles and Jimmy sending him over and out. We're now down to the final 4. Knight, the Usos and Dirty Dom. But as Knight and Jimmy tussle and hang on to the top rope for dear life, Jey comes up behind and pushes both men over. We're now down to the final 2. Jey Uso and Dirty Dom. Dom dropkicks Jey onto the middle rope and sets him up for the 619, but as Dom comes in, Jey uses his momentum and lifts Dom over at the top rope, sending the Dirty One to the floor and giving Jey the victory. Jey Uso will now face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Raw goes off the air with Punk and Jey lovingly staring at one another. I think it was probably pretty obvious Jey was going to win. It was going to be him or Knight, but I think the fans and possibly Backstage prefer Jey, and they think it'll be a bigger deal with him against Punk. Yeah, early prediction for me, I think Punk's going to win, to be fair. So anyway, Michael's moment of the night could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different, just something that catches my eye. Obviously it has to wait until the end, because if we do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So Michael's moment of the night is, well, it's the Battle Royal. I just really enjoy matches like this. They don't happen very often. They're exciting. They keep you engaged, and there's just always something happening. I mean, there's a story in a story. So even though the match was happening, you had Rusev and Penta on the apron, and Dom knocked them off. It's just little, and you've got to think, it's just quirky little things like, I just love it. I just fully enjoy the Battle Royal. Not as much as the Royal Rumble, but I do enjoy the Battle Royal. Anyway, if you wish to disagree with me, then feel free below. Also, tell me how amazing I've been on my own. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, and Saturday when we take a look at SmackDown.